welcome to this yoga pill class number 6. Today we're going to observe Bakasana, also known as Bakasana, crow pose. So let's start with crow on our backs to feel what muscles need to be engaged. So big toes touch, heels together, knees separate, bring your arms inside your knees and imagine you're pressing the floor away with your palms. Bring the knees as high up, your arms as much as you can, press an imaginary ground away, bring the heels towards the bum, gaze up, squeeze in, inhale, exhale, release. Okay, so that's what you're gonna feel, super core engagement in crow pose. So let's try it seated once again. So from here, it's a deep flexion of the spine, so it's a forward fold. So the highest point in this pose is not gonna be your sit bones, but it's going to be your thoracical spine, okay? So bring the heels in towards your sit bones, balance, squeeze your knees onto your upper arms, round, 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 and press an imaginary ground away with your palms. Gaze is ahead of your mat. Don't gaze down because you're going to lose your balance. Instead, gaze forward. Squeeze everything in, inhale. Exhale, release, and let's try it. So for the first time, let's try balancing onto a block. So from here, I'm going to step onto my block as if it was a branch of a tree. Bring my big toes to touch and come into a squat, okay? Some of my students call this sumo squat. And from here, we're gonna bring the palms shoulder distance apart, and I'm gonna flex my elbows like chaturanga, and I'm going to bring my shin bones onto my triceps. A little trick is to squeeze your knees behind your armpits, gaze forward, don't tell anyone I told you that. Bring your heels towards your bum, gaze straight ahead, and bring your feet up, gaze forward, inhale, round your upper back, exhale, land onto your branch, hands in prayer, and smile, okay? So now let's give it a try without the block. So this pose, you can enter the pose from standing. So let's say you're in Uttanasana, forward fold, inhale, gaze forward, separate your feet hips distance apart, palms ground and grippy, bend your knees, separate your knees and bend your elbows, okay? So I'm gonna come into sort of like a squat. From here, I'm gonna bend my elbows like chaturanga, nuzzle my knees onto my upper arms, and there's a transfer of weight. My upper back is rounded, squeeze my elbows in. As soon as I feel contact of my shins onto the upper arms, I can bring one foot up, the second foot up, press the ground away, gaze forward and fly your crow. And then you can work your arms towards straight. Inhale, exhale, release. And there's also a very nice entrance from tripod headstand. Let me show you that real quick. So I'm going to create a tripod shape with my palms and my head, okay? Palms grounded. I'm going to place the crown of the head where the point of the triangle is supposed to be. Walk my feet in. Bring one knee onto the upper arm, the second. Start to extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Squeeze everything in, elbows in, legs squeeze in. Start to slowly release the shin bones onto the upper arms. Land. Inhale. Press the floor away like crazy. Lift your head. Here you are into crow pose. Squeeze your knees in. Try to extend your arms. Gaze forward and maybe jump back chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze beyond your palms, step through, and find a seated position. And that was crow pose, Bakasana. Enjoy the journey. Namaste.